You going to sing?
I wanted to talk and maybe sing.
Okay, good. You could sing and then maybe talk.
Yeah, I could do that. I wanted to share a story from a long time ago, and it feels very full of silence. I don't have a moral for the story. It just came up to share it today. It's an experience I had a long time ago, and it was 18 years ago. And it was when my mother was dying, and she had cancer, and she was fighting very hard to live for a while. And the last time I saw her, I told her I loved her, and I gave her a big hug, and I looked in her eyes, and I told her, I'll see you in 3 more weeks, because I was going to come back and visit. And in 3 weeks, not in 3 weeks, I flew back, and I woke up like a week and a half later, and I was just weeping. And I said, my mother's dying right now. And the phone rang, and it was my brother, and he told me, Mom's going to die today. He could feel it too. Just try to get home. So I got to a plane as soon as I could, and I felt my mother the whole time on the airplane. It was like she was right there. And I felt that she had lots of anger, and I felt that she had so much love, and that she was not afraid of the love. But I felt that she hated her anger, and other people hated it. It's just like fighting for things, and like a person who stands up for things. And so I told her with my heart in the airplane that I just loved her anger. I didn't ever feel that before. It just came that she had to hear that. And I felt she heard it. And then I felt her go. And I knew she was not in her body. And the plane stopped in the middle of the country, and I had told Kenny and my mother and some other people there, I'll call from the middle of the country. But I didn't call because I knew they will tell me my mother's gone, and I don't want to hear it right now. So I got back, and then I just told myself, no, you made it up, she's fine. And I got to the house, and I started running towards her bedroom where she was, and then I just stopped. And a wonderful person who was her good friend came to me, and she hugged me, and she said, your she passed. And I went in the bedroom, and I sat with my mother, and her body was there, and her spirit was everywhere. I felt her really deeply, and I felt her love. And then my brother told me what happened when I was on the airplane. What happened was my mother had to go because she couldn't hold on any longer. And she was struggling, and all she could do now was like lift her arms in the air. And they told her, Laurie's on her way. And finally my brother just knew she had to go, and he said, Laurie knows you love her, and you know that Laurie loves you, and if you have to go, go. And she looked up at each of them, and she left. That was when I was feeling her. Then a balloon came in that night. There was a helium balloon someone brought into our house, and it was in the shape of a star, and it said, you're the greatest on it. And it was following me around, it really was. It was kissing me like I was a little girl again, and it was going places with me. And it was my mother. And she had told me she didn't know what happens when you die, but if she could find me, it would be funny and fun. So
That's great.
I just had an inclination. I wanted to talk to my brother and sister about it. And back then I was like the flower child, hippie girl, it was weird. So I told my brother, and same thing, that balloon, and my sister, it followed us around for a week. I wanted her to see a video of a production I had done, and she had missed it. And the balloon, literally, it flew over, and it sat next to me and watched it.
It's the balloon dimension.
Yeah. And then that finished. But it gave me so much joy, and truly now, I really feel all the time, I feel my mother's always I don't feel like she's here. I feel like her essence is here.
She's here.
Yeah, I do. And I feel when I'm not with Ray and Jesse, I still feel they're here when I'm away. And I feel every day when I wake up, I feel you're there. And when
thank
I'm
you.
teaching, I completely feel you're there.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm
Yeah.
happy to be another balloon in your life. Really.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So